My dear friend in Christ, one of the best known, loved, and inspiring poems in English with a deeply religious tone is The Hound of Heaven, written by Francis Thompson. It is about how God is in deep pursuit of the human soul, and even when one tries to actually evade his loving grasp. The storyline is about a human soul that tries to flee from God and chase after all the pleasures of the world. The soul is fleeing from God, fearing that once in God's grasp, it would lose all its freedom completely. It is a reflection of the author Francis Thompson's own life. As a boy, he desired to become a priest, but his dad insisted that he enroll in a medical school, and he was enrolled in a medical school. There he became terribly addicted to drugs, and that almost wrecked his body and his mind. And then finally he ran away to a slum, and then he started earning a living by selling matches, shining shoes, and tending horses. But my dear friend in Christ, in 1887, Francis sent some poems of his and an essay to Mr. Wilfrid Meynell, the editor of a Catholic literary magazine. It was called Merry England. The editor recognized the genius behind these works and published them in April 1888. Now here's how God works. The editor, Wilfrid Meynell, went in search of the poet, and then finally he found Francis and then arranged accommodation, introduced him to other poets, and helped him gradually realize God's love. How Francis tried to run away from God, how God hunted him down, how divine love caught up with him, these are the themes of his stirring poem, The Hound of Heaven. My dear friend in Christ, God in His unending love pursues our souls to the ends of the earth and beyond until we catch up with Him. St. Paul, even though he went through much suffering and trials, in his letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 35, he shares with us his deep conviction in that love of Christ. He says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or danger, or even the sword?" So, my dear friend in Christ, the Lord, in His great love, constantly is coming after you to redeem you, to rescue you, to restore you to Himself. So trust in this God. May you have a good and godly day.